Eli Perlman-Storch here, Philly soccer page with Ray Gaddis. Today's 90-minute man. How did it feel to go a full 90 against an EPL opponent?
It's a great experience. It's good to log some quality minutes against a quality opponent. It was good to play 90 minutes today.
And what do you notice in terms of the technique and the intensity of the game against Aston Villa?
Versus Aston Villa, the opponent today, they were sharp all the way around, 1-2, 1-2, knocking it in and out, and just the demeanor. That was a important factor that I saw, the sharpness all around.
So you still managed to get forward a lot. Did you feel like you had to adjust how you were playing?
I didn't feel that I had to adjust how I was playing at all today's game. It's the same thing that Coach Hackworth stresses. It doesn't matter who it is. I still have to do what he asks of me, defend first and try to get forward and help the attack a little bit.
Oh, it's a good run. Thanks. All right, Antoine, Hoppenot, you mentioned it a little bit. Talk about James Collins and what it's like to play against a defender that's that size.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, you'll find those types of guys in MLS too, but that guy he was a big guy and he was good. He knew what he was doing. You know, every time I tried to make a run, he would definitely use his body to try to slow me down a little bit. So you know, it was hard to try to get those runs and try to time them with the center mid. So I mean, he made it difficult for me.
Looks like you're trying to slow the game down a little bit. You've showed a little more patience than in some of your earlier outings. Is that something conscious? Do you feel you're just getting more comfortable with time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little conscious. You know, the teams tell me, you know, that sometimes when we play you through, we want you to keep the ball. You know, give us a little bit of time to, you know, push our lines up and give us a little bit of rest. You know, we have the ball. It's easier for us to just get the ball and we can pass it around and try to, you know, make them chase a little bit, get them to be a little bit more tired. So, you know, it's something I've been told by the team. You know, once in a while we want you to go at them, but once in a while, you know, if you don't see anything, if you got no support, you know, try to slow it down a little bit, try to let us come and support you.
So how does it feel leading the line like that by yourself when the team's playing a little more possession, a little more focused in the midfield?
Yeah, I mean it's a little tough. You know, you gotta pick your spots. You know, you gotta make a lot of runs, and a lot of those runs are gonna be completely useless. You know, it's a run that you make, and you know that ball's not gonna come, or the defender plays it right, and you know you just made a 15, 20-yard run that doesn't really amount to anything. But I mean, you just try to work hard, try to keep making those runs, and once in a while, you know, the defense makes a mistake, opens up a little bit. You know, thought we could have once in a while. I thought we could have played it over, try to get me through, but you know, it was a fun game to be in though.
Is this the right kind of warm up for your first trip up to Red Bull Arena this weekend?
I think so. I mean, I've heard only tough things about going up there to try to get a result. So a game like this is great. You know, you play some big guys who are ready to rough you up before a big rivalry game. So it was a great warm up.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
All right, Jimmy McLaughlin, got the start a little further up, a little more natural position for you. How'd you feel out there?
Felt great. It was awesome to be in more of my natural spot. I felt like I could attack the defense and really show what my strengths of the game are. So it was an awesome experience.
So with some of the other younger players in a 4-5-1, you really seemed to possess the ball well. What was the message going out onto the field?
Just kind of when we had the ball, we needed to make sure we would keep it because we knew that they were going to keep the ball for long periods of time and we were going to have to play a lot of defense. So when we did win the ball, we wanted to do the same thing back to them so we could almost catch our breath and then go forward after we keep it for a little bit.
Playing against an EPL team, there's a pretty decent size discrepancy. Did you feel that on the field? Were you taking a beating or were you just focused on keeping the ball?
Yeah, I mean, most of the guys are usually bigger than me, so that's not really something I think about. It's something I've kind of learned to deal with and use my strengths against theirs. I mean, I feel like I can beat them with my quickness because they're a little taller, maybe a little bit slower, so it doesn't really get to me.
With the Union playing a 4-3-3 these days, are you a candidate to play up in a forward role, or do you feel like your better fit is in the midfield?
I personally, I mean, I'll play anywhere. I just will do anything to get on the field at any position, wherever they need me. But I feel like my most natural spot's probably one of the wingers up top, so that would probably be ideal, but anywhere works for me.
Sounds good. So, got in a little tussle there with Darren Bent, got the yellow card. How did it feel, going after that guy and Alfonso?
It was good, and they're top-class players, especially playing in the EPL. I know Darren Bent's at England International, so it was good to test myself against them. And he's a smart player, a strong player, and I had to take that yellow. So.
You talked last year about Everton and the size there. Talk about some of the size of these players and the skills they still have at a larger stature.
Yeah, it's good. Even the players that aren't as tall, they all have big legs, and can have the balance to knock off players and keep the ball when you're even trying to tackle them. So you just got to be smart. You can't dive in, and you can't expect that you can go in weak to tackles because they're gonna lay the wood.
Are those 45 minutes sort of the perfect warm-up for this Saturday going up against a pretty impressive attack in New York?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Coach wanted to manage our minutes, so we're happy we got to test ourselves against Aston Villa. But there's a bigger picture at hand with New York on Saturday. So it was good to get 45 minutes and test ourselves against tough competition.
Obviously, Latu, but they all, they have so many options with the big body and Kenny Cooper and Thierry Henry's ability. What do you think is the main piece of the New York attack that you need to shut down?
Thierry Henry, we saw him earlier today with his goal, and he makes everything flow. So hopefully if we shut him down, then we can shut New York down.
He's coming from the left side. That's going to be coming at you. You ready for that?
Yeah, I'll be ready for that. So hopefully we can get a result. I know we haven't got a result there since our inception, so hopefully we can get a result and keep the momentum going.
Sounds good. Good luck.